Okay, మనం first we'll look at the topics. For example, in IT industry, everything will start with the application of software. Okay, so every content that is being used or data, and it might be some uh, automation processing. So everything is written behind the scenes, and we are calling it as an software. And coming to that, so it will have a life cycle, software development life cycle. And for example, whatever the task that we wanted to perform as a manual intervention, so instead of and it can be done manually, but it will take a lot of human efforts. And if it is a complex logic, instead of writing um, doing it manually, if we build an algorithm and write it as a software, then it will be reusable, and we can provide this to other people as well. So as a service. So in the software development cycle, we have the planning, analysis, design, implementation, testing and integration, and maintenance. So this is a software development life cycle. So whenever we wanted to develop any piece of code, if there is any requirement, so first of all, we need to plan for it. And once we plan for that, and we will get the requirements from the business people, whoever is doing the business, so that we will analyze the requirements. And once the analysis is done, then we are going to move to the next cycle of the software development, and that is the design phase. So in the design phase, we will give the inputs, so how we can achieve the and like how we can achieve the solution. And after that, we are going to implement that solution by allocating some resources and the developers. Then, once the development is done, then we are going to move to the testing phase. And in this testing phase, we will move our code to the testing environments, and then uh, the integration will be performed so that our code will be moved to the production. And once the code is moved into production, then we are going to move to the maintenance phase. If there are any bugs or any enhancements are needed, then we are going to identify the maintenance phase. And then the life cycle will be repeated. Like if there are any issues, then we are going to take it to the next phase, and it will be revisited. Like we have to plan for it, and then we need to do everything as we have done earlier. So that is where the software will be reusable and will be upgraded. And if there are any issues, then we will see the updates on the uh, application or software. For example, if we have installed an application on our mobile phone, so nowadays a lot of people are using the mobile phone. So we know that to do some activities, we need to install the application from App Store or Play Store. So that this is nothing but a software which is the developer from organization or the developers. So if any activities are needed, then we can use the app and we can do it. So that is a software. Yeah, do we have any doubts here?
No.
Bon?
No.
So as of now, we have seen that software is a needed thing nowadays. But to make use of the software effortlessly and to provide the business activities seamlessly, whenever seamless business productivity means, if we wanted to perform a simple action on the end users Likewise, I would say that, um, for example, there is an store, like I would say, we are going to a DMart store, and in DMart, there are so many customers. So they are going to pick the product, and once they pick the product, they have to do the billing. So they are going to arrive to the billing station. Once they come to the billing station, they need to scan the codes, and they have to enter the invoice, bills, amounts, and everything has to be done quickly because there will be so many customers, and there will be so many products picked by the customer. So to do this seamlessly means, in a quicker way, we need to build a software which can scan the products very quickly and update the information back into the computers or the screens, and that can be updated if any mistakes are there. So all this information we need to do in a faster way. For that purpose, uh, we need to build the things in the form of application network architecture. And this application network architecture has to be, uh, instead of monopole. So when I say monopole, instead of developing the application in one technology and connecting to the database, so if we do the development in that one, if any upgrades or patches, or if any application maintenance is needed, then our business will be down if we are going to do any performance or maintenance activities on the software. So to avoid that process, we are going to decouple the architecture, and we will maintain a API, uh, if like I would say that API-led connectivity architecture nowadays, and we can even call it as a microservices architecture or service-oriented architecture. Service-oriented architecture, instead of building an application as a monopole application, so we build the things in a decoupled way, and we will use multiple stack technologies and whatever is suitable for the business, and we build our network architecture. And ESP is one of those guys where ESP means enterprise service bus, and so enterprise service bus is the name for the business where we can manage all of the things, like big. So instead of connecting to your application or point-to-point communication, we connect the applications and system using the service bus. That is the enterprise service bus. And in this service bus, so we are mainly focusing on Mulesoft ESB. And Mulesoft is one of the technology available where we can design our APIs, implement the APIs, and manage our APIs by using API Manager, and we can deploy our application. So all of these things can be done in one place. That is the Endpoint platform, and our implementation can be done using Endpoint Studio, which is provided by the Mulesoft. And if we see that, so in this architecture diagram, we have a Mulesoft ESP platform, and if we see the endpoints like the SOAP endpoint, or database, Salesforce, Workday, and there is a REST services and other data repositories. So all of these are the systems that are using within the organization to connect from one system to another system, or to extract the data, or to reuse the data across the organization. we need some kind of connectivity, but should not be hectic or and also it should not be um, I would say that whenever we wanted to scale up our applications or scale down our applications, uh, for that we need some easy maintainable software, so that we are going to use the Mulesoft. And here in Mulesoft, we can, instead of creating point-to-point connections, all the systems can be routed or transformed uh, the data by using Mulesoft. So they are going to use the Mulesoft services. In Mulesoft, we are going to build our services in the form of REST APIs mostly, or we can provide some scheduled jobs in the Mulesoft. So in this statement, we can see that increasing organizational agility by reducing time to market for new initiatives. So whenever we are going to build or implement any application, customers, clients will expect the product to be launched uh, in a quicker time, so that they can make most of the business from the customers, from their customers. So that can be done by using the ESB architecture, microservices architecture, and we are going to define them as pluggable services, so that anybody who can just with the minimum knowledge of using these services, they can reuse it by using a plug and play mechanism. So instead of worrying about how they have to configure, how they have to transform the data from one format to other format, and what fields they have to map on their target system, without worrying these things, they can just use the services, REST services. And coming to Mulesoft, so Mulesoft is an integration platform where it can be used by the business to connect data, applications, and devices across the platform and organization. And ESB is an enterprise service bus, as we have discussed earlier. And within this Mule ESB, we are going to develop our applications, and we have some tools. And we can even say that Mulesoft ESB is an exchange data between the applications. So it can be able to exchange the data between applications, and it can transform the data, whatever the, for example, if there are two applications and we wanted to connect them, so we can call them as one of the application as source system and another is a target system. And to connect them, we might need to uh, transform the data, or maybe the protocol might be different and the data format might be different. So all of this we will come to know. For example, this is a TMART building system. Okay.
Chandra, 1 minute, I will be back.
So for example, now we want to enter or record the details on the DMR billing system, and then the details has to be stored somewhere in the organizational database. Now we are going to call it as DMR database. So to happen to make this process connectable, so we need to write some programs within the DMR billing system backend, and that backend is program is going to connect to the demand database, and it will insert or update the data into the database. And right now, this is a one-to-one, like point-to-point connection. But if there are more systems or more rather say that if there are more applications within the organization, then the connection is going to be bit problematic, and it can lead to the maintenance issues and all. So for that, instead of connecting or making a point-to-point connection, we are going to use we are going to build the ESB architecture in between. Okay. Now in this process, we are going to introduce one more layer, that is ESB layer or integration layer. And within the integration layer, instead of providing a connectivity or if there is any transformation or exchange of data needed from daemon building system to the daemon database, then we are going to expose or write our API within the Mulesoft, and we are going to keep that building system application. And they are going to consume the Mulesoft API. And they will provide the data either in the like JSON or text file, whatever it is, and or maybe XML format that we are going to transform to the database needed format, and we will write the data into the database. And that is about how we are going to make use of ESB platform. And do we have any doubts here in the ESB platform?
No.
Okay. The next thing that mainly needed for developing an application within the Mulesoft, it will be Anycon Studio and the Postman. Anycon Studio, we are going to build or implement the API.
బయటకు వచ్చి తీసుకుంటాం పాలు తోడేస్తాను చెప్పేసి పాలు
Okay. So if we look at the tools needed, it will be Anycon Studio and Postman. Anycon Studio is used for developing the.
Your screen is not sharing.
Yeah, can you see my screen now? So Anycon Studio we will use to build flows or APIs. And Postman